My name is Nuno Lorena. I come from Lisbon. I'm an artist, I'm a painter, and I'm here in 1535, working for 5 years now. I don't know if I have a distorted perspective on my art or anybody else's art, but I'm a really pragmatic person, so my art is what it is, and I never went into apparently in depth or something like that points of view. It's what I do. It's there. You can see it and take your own conclusions. Ultimately, take a look at it and you'll see what it is. Technique is, as I started saying, it's a complex issue. Technique is not something, in my opinion, attributed to the representation of what is real or not, So you see like a painting by Rembrandt or some other realist painters, so to speak, and you see that they can picture exactly what they're seeing and they are adding something to that. But on the other hand, for example, if you take a look at an abstract painter, like an abstract expressionist like Mark Rothko, that's a wonderful technique and is representing nothing, So technique this is just to illustrate my point on technique. I mean, technique is an abstract complex. I could never do something like Mark Rothko. And I don't know if Mark Rothko could do something like Rembrandt, But they're both wonderful technicians, or they both have a wonderful technique. So as far as it goes to my work, I will apply whatever technique I have to apply to convey whatever it is that I'm doing at the moment. So if it's a portrait and if I'm trying to picture identity, in that case, I will definitely try and go as realistic as possible, and I will have to adapt the technique in order to have that result. If I'm going for a drawing, and once again, if I want to represent something real, I will have to apply probably the same concept with different tools. But then there's other paintings where I like to go a little bit looser and not be so stuck to the representation of reality. And then I will apply another technique. Is it inferior or superior to the other ones I mentioned before? I don't think so, but yeah, it's what's wonderful about technique, It doesn't have to be accurate, not necessarily accurate, for lack of a better word, but I think you know what I mean. I'm sure there's a psychological atmosphere for whatever work you want to do, I never try to dissect and try to see what's behind, whatever it is that I'm doing at the moment. It's not my job, really. I'm aware that there's probably a mood or something like that, and that has an influence on my decisions. I don't want to spend time thinking about it. I know it's there. I know it has an influence, but I just let it go. Work is, in artistic terms, I think it's always very personal, and you should not, or I don't hit the brakes to not go somewhere, So I just let it go. There's a mood, probably, yes. Yeah, I'm not looking for a transcendental, reading of what I'm doing. No, I mean, there's things that are there, and I'm sure that whatever is there is different from person to person. If you put 3 people in front of one painting, any given painting or any given drawing, they will all have different readings, probably, or they will touch some points are common, but other points are different when they look at the work. And that's why it creates these infinitely faceted reading, you know, to a work of art. It's human. It's done by a hand, you know, and behind that hand there's a head that has thought and that has planned and in the end it will contain imperfections, and that's so human, you know. So there's this relationship between someone who is watching a work and the work itself. It's about humanity. It's a human relationship looking at a painting, looking at a drawing, or looking at art in general. It's a very much human relationship. The moment you are at a gallery or at a museum or wherever you go to take a look at art, even in the street when you're looking at street art, you know, it's a very human relationship, and that's what ticks you. I feel good here, yes, I do. I feel good, and it obviously has an impact in everything. It's not only in my art, in life. You are constantly searching for, you know, to improve your standards, your quality of life. So, and 1535, yes, obviously it helps. It has an impact on my work. Obviously, if you feel well wherever you are, you'll be more productive because you're more relaxed. You belong somewhere. So obviously, yes, it has a big impact. You know, it's inevitable. Yeah, I love being here. You know, it's this community that's like this really cool puzzle where all parts belong and make a bigger picture. So I really like it, and you know, it's stronger than me. You know me. I have to come in and have a coffee with someone and find the next one and chat for half an hour. That's probably how I warm up my engines before I start. I need that. You know, it's stronger than me. I don't know. It's what I have to do. You know. My heart is with the A building. Maybe because there's this emotional connection, I started there, but also in terms of architecture, it's like this organic building. I see it this way. This is the adjective I always give to describe the A building. And for practical reasons, I moved to this studio. My heart is still at the A building, though. But the conditions here have improved my work. 2 buildings, 3 on the way, fully dedicated to creative industry at affordable rents and with conditions that go beyond the imaginable. Me as an artist, as a painter, I can say that I work in my studio. This has, what, 20 square meters? I'm not going to talk about the price of the rent. You can ask the administration if you want a budget or an estimate. But it's highly affordable. I have internet. I have a dedicated room to clean my material, brushes, whatever. I have a kitchen where I can cook or bring my food. I have heating in winter. I have, did I mention Wi-Fi before? Yeah, okay, I'll mention it again. I have Wi-Fi, that's twice. You can work 24 hours a day, 365 days in the year. So with people working here that are always ready to give a solution to whatever problem you might have in your operation, so to speak. So as I said before, there is no comparison. You cannot compare what doesn't exist on the other side. So.